Good morning, everyone. It is my distinct pleasure to open the session of the 16th Faculty of Engineering and Architecture Student and Alumni Conference. And my name is Matthias Liermann. I am the chair of the organizing committee of this conference. I thank the committee for its hard work. And I welcome you all for the opening session. We will have 3 short addresses by the president, by the dean, and by the student representative. And without further ado, I want to invite our president, Dr. Fadlo Khuri, to give us the welcome address.
Thank you very much, Dr. Liermann, Dean Shahadi, distinguished trustees. Oh, no, I will not get down. They make me write my speeches down because I stray from the script and get us all in trouble. First of all, a sincere welcome to the 16th Annual Faculty of Engineering and Architecture Student Alumni Conference, or now that this outstanding faculty bears the name of one of its transformative alumni, may I say, welcome to the first Maroun Sam'an Faculty of Engineering and Architecture Student Alumni Conference. Indeed, this is the first time I've had the chance to address this faculty since we announced the extraordinary gift of the Sam'an Foundation to name it in honor of Maroun Sam'an. So it's really an honor and a very distinct pleasure to be here today to see some of the spectacular faculty and alumni of this unique group. We're gathered in celebration today of what this faculty does so persistently, so impressively, and with such enduring regularity, and that's the application and advancement of knowledge, scholarship, and expertise in a range of engineering, architectural, and design fields that truly change things for the better. Not just the faces of our societies and communities, but the very health of these societies and the practicality of our lived-in environment. In many ways, and you're hearing this from a medical doctor, our lives depend more on our engineers and architects perhaps even than our doctors, nurses, and airline pilots. Although I'd have to say recently I've had an unhealthy reliance on airline pilots. Last year, this faculty was regretful about saying goodbye to the giant AUB figure of Makram Swaidan after a 5-year tenure as Dean of FEA, during which he and the team that he led set extraordinary standards of scholarship and implemented from the ground up ambitious plans to create state-of-the-art facilities for education and research here on AUB's beautiful lower campus. But we have extraordinary strength and depth at AUB, and while we're actively searching for a permanent dean and replacement for Makram, although not quite like Makram, because I think Makram himself exhausted himself and us with him, we've been very fortunate to have been able to call on the extraordinary service of Dr. Alan Shahadi as interim dean with full administrative and leadership authority. In his tour de force year as interim dean, Alan has set about refashioning with his faculty leadership team the vision and strategy of this extraordinary faculty, which has always been a powerful driver of change in Lebanon, the Arab world, and beyond. And we're now looking at a faculty that is energized, reformed, transformed, and ready to position itself on the pathway towards a sustainable future. And that's going to be a theme, I think, of the next couple of days. A sustainable future for a part of the world that's very good at consuming resources. This is a faculty that seeks to blend the hard skills of numbers and materials with softer skills from the humanities, such as communication, leadership, civic engagement and planning, social awareness, critical thinking, and entrepreneurship. I don't want to say too much more about this because I know the dean's going to talk about the faculty of the future. So let me say that the far-sighted effort in the Maroun Sam'an Faculty of Engineering and Architecture is really perfectly tuned with AUB's wider strategic vision, which is to do all we can to support, mentor, and to advance today and tomorrow's best and brightest young people, so that they can be the leaders of tomorrow, each one undertaking a mission to change the world around them for the better, day by day, student by student, graduate by graduate. And yesterday we had a town hall with students, this is our second town hall in the last few weeks, and we talked about the need for engaged citizenship, so tomorrow's future is substantially better than today's, and it starts with this faculty. I don't think we'll be able to realize this vision in a fast-changing world overnight. There are many dark clouds looming on the horizon, whether political, economic, social, environmental, or combinations of each, unless we can harness the strengths of all of our extraordinary community as a single, cohesive, critical, liberally thinking, but effective engine of change. We're a small community compared to the size of the world and its problems, but we've learned a great deal from the last 151 years. And one of the most important lessons, I believe, that we've learned, if not the most important, is that education is the most powerful weapon of all. A weapon you can use to change the world for the better, in the words of Nelson Mandela. So every positive action we take here on campus, whether developing an institute for sustainable energy under Munib al-Masri's patronage, whether it's a new vision for the Faculty of Engineering, whether it's new undergraduate and graduate programs designed to recruit, retain, mentor, and empower the best and the brightest, they are all part of a process of change that needs to transform the world for the better. I want to end with a quote I recently came across from the pen of the American writer Rebecca Solnit, who recently wrote, "For many groups, movements, and uprisings, there are spin-offs, daughters, domino effects, chain reactions, new models and examples, and templates and toolboxes that emerge from these experiments. To be hopeful, we need to not only embrace uncertainty, but to be willing to know that the consequences may be immeasurable." I want to repeat that. The consequences may be immeasurable. We don't know the final impact of what we're doing today for sure. Think of hope, she continues, as a banner woven from these gossamer threads, from a sense of the interconnectedness of all things, of the lasting effect of the best actions, not only the worst, of an indivisible world in which everything matters. Solnit was writing, of course, about the impact of social and political activism. But I would argue the same holds true for our work here at the Maroun Samaan Faculty of Engineering and Architecture. And the links that you will see grow in the next few years with places like the Departments of Philosophy and Education, the medical school, the schools of health sciences and agriculture and food sciences. And if it's true of the individual units, how much more true will this be when different disciplines combine and intersect with one another? With that, I'd like to say thank you for inviting me to be here. I wish each and every one of you, students, alumni, faculty, staff, trustees, honored guests, a very stimulating and enjoying conference over the next 2 days. Go and change the world. Thank you.